Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Thanksgiving episode of Carnival of Randomness. I'm Rob, here with Zach, and we're down in New Orleans, and we're conjuring the ghost of Marie Laveau for this one, because Zach wants some Buddha, didn't you?
Boudin.
Okay,
I
Boudin.
want Boudin balls.
Well, I pronounced it wrong, so she didn't give it to us. But instead, she gave us a mystical gumbo stew of great music with anonymous willpower. And hi, guys.
Hey,
Hello.
how you doing?
And say stuff about yourself.
Hi, child. Home shield. Yeah, you know how good that New Orleans. Yeah.
I don't like the word.
riverside.
I don't like the word Nola because it sounds to me like a Kinks song. Like I met her down in. Doesn't it? Doesn't sound like I've never got that when they used to have the place Nola. I wondered what the hell that meant, but it's new. Then you put it on when you played out, and I still wonder what the hell is this. I met her in a club in Old Soho. No, it's not that one. It's Nola.
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking of.
You're thinking Lola.
Yeah, that's exactly. But hello, and everything. And how
Anonymous
are you?
Willpower is a name that was given to us by our friend Jaffe. Don and I were in Velveteen Fox together years ago with God bless you, Sam LaCara, may you rest in peace, and Greg Andrews and Jay Rep. Anyway, we kind of had a bit of a...
They're pseudonyms.
They're pseudonyms.
For us as individuals. And then when we put a band
Well, you
together,
prefer to remain anonymous.
That must take some good willpower to
and
remain
that's why
anonymous.
willpower needs to remain anonymous. It's anonymous willpower. I'm Susie Willpower. He's Don Anonymous. And the reason I got the name Susie Willpower is because I wasn't supposed to be eating chocolate because I had a tube in my stomach. And Don goes, "Good job, Susie Willpower."
I wondered about that.
Now you know.
No, I wondered because not to be confused with passive aggressive anonymous,
Oh, I love those guys.
which I do love them. But the first time I was like, wait a second, is this a tribute band for you? But I really do like them.
They played with us.
But we're not going to promote you. You're not on here. So I'm kidding.
Oh my God, I would promote them
Oh, I
forever
am
in a
too.
day. They played with us.
They're really good. They're like 30s.
Yeah, they played with us at Firehouse.
Yeah, I saw them. I really liked them. But I just wondered about the name because I wondered how many people confused it.
I know. I think that's pretty funny.
Because it is a little
we
different.
should do an anonymous fest.
I heard that they
Don't know who's going to show up.
have fallen apart.
I do know how it goes on there.
Because
And I actually remember you, though, from Earl Cram Review way in the day.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
Yeah, but that's what I remember you from.
Before that was Edith Head.
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that like?
That was fun. That was Dave Shaheen, Greg, Sam, and myself. And I had just come back from the Bay Area in San Francisco, Oakland, Novato area. I have no toes, Novato. Anyway, hey, this is Carnival of Randomness.
Yes,
right?
we are.
Yes, we are. We go everywhere. We might talk about Cheerios before we're done.
Right on. I love Cheerios, even though I can't eat
The
them.
pumpkin ones are horrible.
Oh, and why would you even think about that? Blech.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I digress, I met up with Sam because my friend Gretchen was like, my brother-in-law wants me to sing with him, and I just don't. Do you want to sing with him? I'm not so sure about his music. And I'm like, sure, yeah. So she introduces me to him and his wife Rachel and their daughter Helen, who is now, I think Helen's name is now Liam. Love you, Liam. Anyway, he played some songs for me, and I was hooked. And we were just doing duo stuff, like writers and books and all these small little areas, and we packed the house, and it was fun.
I would be remiss, too, if we didn't mention Cheetah Whores. And,
I love the Cheetah
and
Whores.
bless you.
Love the Cheetah Whores. I love my Cheetah Whores. They are so much fun. Shalonda
Yes, I'm just thinking
Simpson,
of her.
please
And bless
may
you, dear.
rest in peace. I love you and miss you so much.
And I'll never forget that show, the tribute show.
Yeah, that was a fun show. Cheetah Whores.
The Bowie tribute?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I actually
yeah.
remember when you did Earl Cram Review, and I think you did, was it Manisol? What was, Changes?
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Don?
Well, that was back when the Bug Jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they did the David Bowie tribute.
That was the David Bowie tribute Generation 1. They've
Yeah.
done it again with the newer generation.
Yeah.
But I'm not allowed in the Bug Jar anymore. Too old.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, what'd you do? What'd you do to get kicked out of that place?
Oh, no.
I even used to clean their windows.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
For drinks.
Yes, but
Nothing
I
like
remember
trade.
those. I remember those songs there. But how did you get into music and everything and singing and all you? I always love history, so I always give background stuff.
Yeah, well, it's really odd for me. I think it starts in high school because my buddies were. One of my best friends' brother was in a band. He's still around, Jeff Costco.
Oh,
And then his brother, Jamie, who's now in that cover band, Ruby Shoes. They had a high school band at the time that played a lot of original music, and I had a tape recorder, so a little 2-track reel-to-reel that I acquired. So that was kind of like my first instrument, you know. I went from that to like writing lyrics for them when they couldn't come up with ideas, and then recording them, and then in college I just took a music theory course. So I'm an adult.
oh, I have to ask. Now, here's secret for
musician.
everybody. Don and I were at the same college at St. John Fisher, where we have our Goose and Fred Smart podcast from. And that's who'd you take it with? I don't even remember being there.
Well, yeah, actually, Fisher doesn't have music. I actually took it
Nazareth,
NAS.
yeah.
Just got it, 'cause
Well, I was
they're-
getting drunk on the golf course by them. You were taking music. It's pretty good. The difference in intelligence right here.
Well, it wasn't even really music. It was just theory, So it was just a basic way of just starting to learn music, and then just started teaching myself piano just to write songs.
You know,
That's
like
all.
my friend Roy Stein does stuff out of
We
there
love
all the
Roy.
time.
We love
And he
Roy.
has all the Nazareth students, so they're big there. I didn't think Fisher had one.
Roy and April.
No,
and
it's like a
their
transfer
Yeah.
course.
lovely, beautiful daughter.
And you have this voice that's just bigger than you.
I was born this way.
And where did you get into singing, though?
I was born.
Just doing
My
it? Was it a
mom
natural
actually
thing?
said that when she was pregnant with me, when I was in my mama's belly, I would dance to the music. Anytime I'd hear music, I'd be just like, and she said that when I got out and they played music, I would rock to the beat of the music. I was just dancing
You
away.
said it naturally.
Like Coco Pelli. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. And
Coco Pelli?
Coco Pelli is the spirit of dance.
oh,
Learn something new.
See, you learned another fact.
There you go.
You know, it's got the rounded thing, and it's. Like,
Which mythology?
I think it's.
Yeah, Zach, which
I
mythology?
think that
Come on.
would be Native American.
Yeah, I was gonna say either Native American or could be African.
I think it's Native American.
Yeah.
Well, there's
I'm
the
not
ghost dancing
sure.
in Latin America. There's all the ghost dancing.
Yeah.
Well,
and
you
everything.
think how important dance and music is for pretty much every culture.
And the rituals.
Everything is
and-
music.
Yeah, everything is based.
I mean,
off
everything
of it.
is important. And you got to add the spiritual aspect to it. I'm a God girl, so my dad was a minister, so I'm a preacher's kid. So being in churches all the time, singing and being on stage in front of people, it just came out. I couldn't stop myself. I still can't stop
No,
myself.
you start breaking out into singing.
I'll just
I
break
see it.
out
I
in
love
song.
it.
I worked at Mario's for 4 years, and Mario is such a sweetheart. I'd bring my CD. He goes, "You sing good. I love how you're singing. You can sell your CDs at my restaurant," and I would.
You were a special singer.
Yeah,
I
I
was a
remember that they
special
would
guest,
come
so-
down for the shows and everything.
Oh, my gosh.
And I would mention you when I would go there.
Mario and Flora, Anthony, Danny, they're really nice people, and I'm glad that Mario's is back again. And for all you people who don't like him, that's your fault, not mine.
It happens like that.
You know.
And people have their opinions if you like them or not.
Oh, I love these
But one of
guys.
the things, like going around in the historical, how did Anonymous Willpower come about eventually? Then when you became a band, because
Susie kind of touched on that because
A little bit, yeah.
her band that she started with her that she was describing from the 90s, Edith Head, then Neural Cram, eventually morphed into Velveteen Fox when Sam wanted to start playing more R&B,
Soul and R&B.
and soul music, because before then they sounded more like pop rock,
were power pop.
power like 90s power pop. But then he started he started writing songs that were inspired. He started listening to a lot of Otis Redding and Irma Thomas, and so he started writing in that style. And then he got Susie to sing in that style,
Yeah, he gave
and
me
it really opened up her, range.
I always I describe you a lot of times as if I do in an indie film, you're the perfect soundtrack, or voodoo rock. There's like a big,
Voodoo soul,
it's like
yeah,
a
that's
gumbo
what we
thing
call
where
it.
there's so much of everything in there.
we call it voodoo soul.
And
So, I'm sorry.
No, go on.
I was just thinking of something, but
Well, long story short, that band broke up with 2010. And
no,
then-
2013.
No,
Oh,
not
Sam died in
2013.
2013.
Don't worry about it.
And then that's when Anonymous Willpower
the
started.
other one I
because
think
me
was
and Susie still
Professor,
like doing that
Professor
kind of
Long
stuff.
here too.
Sure.
That's another one.
You know, it's funny. We were actually talking about Professor Longhair. I love Professor Longhair. But we were actually talking about Anonymous Willpower before in 2005. But we were originally going to think about doing it as a record label or a publication of some type, you know, because I'm always into, like, you know, like doing copywriting and, you know, working on intellectual property as much as, and learning about it as much as I possibly can. So I totally immerse myself in that world, and it's you need to learn a lot. Anyway, Sam gave me this Betty LaVette CD, and I heard her version of Joy. Who does that? Joy, the original song of Joy.
Yeah, that's written by I want to say
Joan
Veronica
Osborne?
Williams, Lucinda Williams.
Lucinda Williams. And her version, it goes, Joy! Oh, my joy! I don't like it no more, 'cause they took my joy. Don't like it no more, 'cause they took my joy.
I think, did you see
That
her
took
show
my
at the
joy!
Armory? I don't know if she, I know one of my favorite songs of hers is Essence. I know she played that. I don't know if she played that, but then she went to Dinosaur Barbecue, I guess, afterwards, and she just got up there and started playing.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was when there was supposed to be the free show outside. It was going to be bad, so they had it at the Armory.
Are you talking about Betty LaVette?
This was Lucinda Williams.
Oh, Lucinda
And
Williams,
what I heard was the sound was really bad, but I managed to get up front, and the sound was fine, I guess, where I was, but I guess the sound was really bad in there otherwise. But I guess after the show, she just went down to Dinosaur and got up and started playing.
Yeah, she was probably staying with Frank and Deb also.
You know,
Yeah.
I
I
think
saw
she was
her.
staying
Well,
with
Frank was right by me, and what happened was, I was talking to him, I was saying that, you know, the sound around here isn't that good, but we were like in that little pocket, because I think there you have to walk around,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
find
yeah.
something when you get there, just stay there, because otherwise the sound, the way the building is.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be an outdoor show. Remember, it was something with the weather
I think it was raining.
here or something. You know,
Raining
Rochester.
here? No.
But
I saw her
Where's that
purely
drummer
by
when you need him?
accident, a lucky accident. It was that she was at the Lilith Fair. This was like around 2000. Nobody really knew who she was then. Well, kind of late 90s. People kind of knew her. This might have been 98. But she was on a little side stage at the Lilith Fair when it was at Canandaigua. And I enjoyed her. I thought she was much better than all the big acts.
I
that
think
were
her
there.
father's name, I think his name's Miller Williams. He's a poet
Yeah, he's a
or
famous
something.
poet. Yeah.
But Lucinda
Famous.
Williams was playing in the 50s.
Well, she's pretty.
She was huge.
She's around. I don't think if not in the 50s. She's
Lucinda
not that
Williams.
old.
I think you better
I think you're.
don't describe. You're cut off from any chronologies. You're getting all these years
Yeah.
wrong. You're like it.
So we'll be ringing in the year 2012 on Carnival of Randomness in a couple of weeks. So.
2012.
But one of the things I was going to ask go around is for bands, there's always
I am
interesting
blonde.
stories about concerts and tours. If you have any interesting stories of being on the road or on the tour, on like shows that are just wacky, because there's always some that are always just nuts.
I could tell you about a cheetah horse.
You can tell me as long as it's not too.
As long as
the
no-
New York cheetah
Oh my
horse.
gosh.
Oh, what about it?
Night before New Year's Eve, after Shalanda.
They got caught in a snowstorm leaving too.
We got caught in a snowstorm. We played with Joff Wilson and somebody else. I don't remember, but they were really good. And I proceeded to, after we played, I was hanging out with my girlfriend, Megan Taylor.
I love you, Megan.
We love you. And
I have to tell a story
she
about her when you're
proceeded
done
to.
for a second.
She and I. Oh, gross. She and I proceeded to.
She turned Susie into a mean drunk.
No, I wasn't a mean drunk at the time. I was a fun drunk because anytime that
it
I
always
drink.
starts out that way.
We're gonna have a contest on here. Let's get Susie drunk and see which one to go on.
We went from bar to bar to bar to bar and had a shot at each bar. I had at least 22 shots.
I've done this before.
Megan Taylor, the next morning, I was puking my guts out every 5 minutes. I hope you're happy.
She did this one to me too a couple times.
I hope you're happy.
Did you ever get that sensation where you go out of the place and you go, "Oh my goodness, it's light out. People are going to work, and my day's just done. And then you're trying to get in the car. You slide on the snow and everything. But there was the one time Megan was playing, and she was dressed up a little like a space girl, like you are.
Yeah.
And there's this guy, he's bombed. And he just keeps looking. She's got the Blubrry. He's going like this. Judy Jetson! Judy Jetson! And she's trying not to laugh. And I'm going, oh, shut the hell up.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But hopefully she'll be around. And she'll have her on.
You know, she usually comes with her husband Matt
Yep.
all the time.
I saw her actually in a story a couple years ago, and then when she was up here for the Beater reunion show. But just thinking about you, Meg, because you'll get your scratch-offs and yell at me that you don't win for Christmas, and it was just your birthday.
Oh, yeah, happy birthday,
So happy
girlfriend.
birthday. But let's go through the albums a little bit.
Okay.
Like when you were doing the first one, what was the process? Because it seems what I like about you, again, some of these bands, you get them out there, everything's different. And you sort of have that progression, natural progression. But
yeah.
what would you categorize the first album as?
Can I speak first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Don and I decided that we were going to write music together, and we were sitting at the table saying, what the fuck are we going to write about? And I said,
Was this back
I
in
love you, I love you,
1743 when
I
you were
love
writing the
you,
first
I love
album?
you. Yeah, I love you, I
You were
love
being
you,
it to
I
say
love
you
you.
love
I say
which
this
tr-
to him all the time just to make sure because I'm totally neurotic. And I'm like, I love you. Just in case you didn't know, I love you. And we decided to start writing about love songs and how much we love one another. Even though, you know, every 20-year marriage, by the way, thank you very much. Thanksgiving is our 20th year anniversary.
Well, this is your anniversary show
Our
there, too. We'll have it out
first
there.
date anniversary.
Yeah, not the wedding anniversary.
Not the wedding anniversary.
What did you do on Thanksgiving for a date? That's a date?
We went over to my
Oddly
girlfriend
enough,
Rebecca's
yeah,
house.
It was like hanging out after Thanksgiving with friends, after family.
Oh, neat.
With my girlfriend, why can't I think of her last
Rebecca.
name? Rebecca Capron. We love you. We hung out at her house, and he just put his arm around me, and we started drinking beer, and that was it.
Excellent.
And then he was like, how the hell do I get rid of this woman? Now I'm freaking married to her. Oh, my God. It's been 20 years. What am I doing?
That's the first, and I have your first album somewhere
Thanks for
at
covering
home.
my end of the interview.
Yes.
Hey, sure, no problem. Go ahead.
there,
You
yeah.
talk.
About the first album. I actually have it at home somewhere, but I couldn't find it. My stuff's all around. So,
Well, we're out of them too.
if anybody has one, it's a collector's
I
item.
think you might
It
be
is.
the
We
only
only
one
made
with
200.
one
And I also have that extra one you have with the little world on it or whatever, the one that's got the
that's
second
a little
one.
slim case one.
Yeah,
We just
I remember
laid it
when
out.
you sold the last one. It was actually at Sticky Lips. Somebody came up and bought it. That was it.
Yeah.
They were gone.
That's cool.
They were gone.
We originally did that, only made 200 because that was the first time ever. Because what if we're like the Cars and we get found by somebody and they're like, oh my God, they're great. And then, you know, when I was working at Record Time years ago, Dave would have all these like freaking like CDs and records, and they are all collector's items. And I'd go into the shop every day and clean off everything. I would do trade with him, where I'd go in and I'd clean the store, and he'd give me 5 albums a week.
Oh,
Nice.
That, I was there for what, 2 hours a day?
yeah.
It's awesome, Dave. I love you.
I used to love that stuff about the idea before the internet, of looking for things and finding
Yes,
treasures, and I loved all that
it's
stuff.
so much fun.
And I'll find stuff, and I still love that.
Thank God vinyl's back.
Yep.
Yes, and we still have our old vinyl.
Oh,
we
you
never
do?
got rid of it.
No, I still have it too.
Yeah, baby. Let's go on a motorcycle ride now.
Oh yeah, I still love it.
Carnival of Randomness.
Yes, that's what it is. So actually, moving on to the other one, the one more because
I'm gonna let Don talk about this one now.
one more medicine
I'm
show.
literally buttoning
Now
my
you
lips.
said you do the first, but you do the art on these, don't
Yeah,
you? Because
I
they're
do.
very neat.
Yeah, because the artwork is
Thanks.
Very cool.
eclectic.
Well,
Yes. And I like, as always, your hat, which is your trademark. Did you come up with that?
Yeah, I mean, I was inspired by a picture of Jagger once. He had a hat that was similar. But I mean, it's common. It's a tradition to stick feathers in those old.
Dr. Hook
Stoke
didn't wear
hats.
one, did he? Or the one
God, no, I don't remember whether Dr.
I don't know, I
all
always
I remember is
picture-
the eye patch. Or maybe he did have a hat
Put a
that was
feather in
similar.
your
I always
hat.
picture him wearing a hat when he was playing for some
yeah,
reason.
I remember that because that's how they came up with the guy on the Muppets. The
But
piano player.
what went into making this
Dr.
one?
Teeth.
Because I remember a lot of these. I think you wrote one of these. I think you wrote either Homo Galactica or Freak Show. You were writing it on a napkin at one show at Johnny's the one time years ago. Because I remember you showing me Doctor Who, because we're both big Doctor Who fans.
huge Whovians.
So there's something you're
And
showing me.
she's awesome.
Well, I think Jodie's great.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember you showing me the lyrics. They're like on a piece of paper or something. So is that how it comes up? It just comes out of you?
Just
And was there like a
Verbal
theme?
vomit.
Was there a theme for this? I know Melancholy. It
Ooh,
comes
that's
from the
that's
movie.
a great title for another song.
yeah, verbal vomit. Yeah, absolutely.
But
I agree.
Melancholy
Patent
comes from the Van Trier movie, doesn't it?
It does from the
Kirsten
movie
Dunst.
itself. Oh,
The End
her
of the
boobies
World.
are so hot and tatage. When
Okay.
She's like in the. Come on now.
All right, Kirsten, we love you.
We love her. We love the fact that Kirsten, sorry, honey,
I do that
can
too.
be so comfortable with her body to be filmed in the moonlight.
Yep. On a
And
golf course, was it? Or
I
something?
thought it was in the woods.
I
or
was at
something, by
because it's the end of the
river.
world. It's the
Yeah.
end of the world. It's at the marriage.
And that was why Melancholia was written, because we watched the movie and we were talking to each other. What would we do at the end of the world?
Die.
What would happen? Well,
I know
yeah,
what I'd
but
do.
what would we be found doing? Well, we'd be found being probably making love or loving one another, or holding hands. So
They asked this question on Rockline one time, and the guy from Kansas said, I would go up on a hill, stare at the sunset, and wait for it to happen.
Yeah.
You stick
Well,
a
that's-
bomb in a lion's butt, and you go up as one.
But the words were inspired actually by like bolts of lightning jolt through my blood. It was actually inspired by a French band called Indochine, which the song is called Kiss Kiss, and I speak French. I'm better at translating it and writing French instead of speaking it formally. But I used a couple lines and reworked them from Indochine's Kiss Kiss into the song. And I originally wrote the song in French. And
Do you ever think of putting an alternative version out of
absolutely,
it like that? Doing
absolutely, yeah.
I always point to Elvis Costello. I'm sure you've heard it. I love his alternative version of Accidents Will Happen on keyboards. And I always tell people that sometimes do alternative versions sometimes. What the
Yeah,
heck?
some of those B-sides are actually really
Because I
good.
saw Bob Dylan when he was in town last week, and he did everything different. Where it's Bob, so he's playing keyboards this
'cause
time,
he can't play
and a lot of
guitar.
it was off Tempest. So he did, which I love, Soon After Midnight. But when he did like a Rolling Stone, you sort of wait a second, is it? Wait for the lyric, wait for it, and he would do. He'd be playing, then he would go, and when you're waiting, scrounging, and then he would stop and go, for your next meal. And he did everything different. He did Blowing in the Wind. You didn't know what the heck it was till he started. He reinvented it. And I think that's cool because you go back to your material and you go, there's another way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was always a fan of singles, and I want you to be able to say something. I'm talking.
He's anonymous.
You're fine.
I always thought having singles and having different, having a single of one song being set out with 4 or 5 different versions of the same song, I think is important, but not having it on CD.
Look at all the versions of
having it on
Hallelujah or
vinyl,
something
yeah,
like that.
but having it on vinyl and then inside writing a little, message on the inside, because I've always collected albums that had like New Order.
Yeah.
They always had like some little, message in there. They'd be like, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" exclamation point, or something stupid. But they were all different. And
Like when I hear the song Multiply, all I think is you're in a church on Sunday and multiply.
that's how that came out.
That's what
I had a dream that this
literally,
angel
that's
was,
what I think
yeah.
of. It's like, get down. It's like,
Well, that's it. I had a dream that an angel came to me, and I woke up, and the angel was whispering in my ear what to say into the microphone. And then you see it, and you hear it. This is a great
Is that how you
song.
do that?
Multiply.
where
Yeah.
you do the lyrics and you lay down the...
It doesn't always work that way, but with these particular songs you're talking about, I guess when we started collaborating it, I'm not going to try to say that word again. When we,
random
we
here, it's
started
okay.
working together,
That's like I
'cause
goofed up
my
the
jaw
Buddha.
will,
I
if I
call
try
it
to
the
say
Buddha.
that word,
there.
my jaw will, get stuck.
Collaboration.
Anyway, the tendency is me coming up with an idea of music. Now, I might be working on something like when we came up with Multiply, I was working on gospel exercises.
That's what I like. Everything, as I always say, it's like a mystic stew, like that sort of everything. You should get a little bit of everything. And actually, somebody at a gig at Loving Cup mentioned your band is the band other musicians come to see. They actually did.
It's true.
And you're sort of like a farm club too. It's like
It feels actually.
it's like Falcon Fairy going on.
Oh, I love my
Heidi,
Falcon Fairy, Miss Heidi H. Elizabeth Alcott of Infrared Radiation
and
Orchestra.
And hi to
Love
them,
her.
hi to Kim, hi to them, and everything.
Oh
They'll be
yeah,
on
all
here
those
sometime.
guys. I love them so much.
But that's
I
where I
do.
remember her start was when.
Yeah. She actually, I was giving her vocal lessons. I actually wanted Heidi because she had moved back from Colorado and she just went through this terrible divorce. So we were hanging out and she dances so well. And I always wanted, with Anonymous Willpower, we always wanted it to be like some type of carnival. You know, it's like Carnival.
Hey, we're the Carnival.
Yeah, and here we are.
Well, that was
full
that was
circle.
the concept behind One More Medicine Show.
Right, this one right here.
yes.
So I
I
mean,
was
the
gonna say,
songs.
that has the art cover kind of looks like that old sideshow
yeah.
traveling snake oil salesman thing going
Yeah,
on.
always.
Well, I originally
always
was
liked
going to
that.
do a bottle. I have like all these different pictures of like bottles and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Oh, you did for the CD itself.
yeah, for the that's right, for the CD.
Oh,
yeah, it is.
Here
It's right on
yeah.
the CD.
Flask bottle.
I totally
I
forgot
love the
about that.
creativity of this
Thanks.
stuff, especially because I can't do any of this stuff.
This
Yeah.
picture right here is from Frank DeBlaze. We
Yeah,
did.
that was at the
we did-
Syracuse Dinosaur. Yeah.
Yeah, we
I haven't
did
been to that one. I heard you have to go there sometime.
Wasn't that the original?
Dirty
one?
Little
Yeah,
Pig
it's the
Show.
first one, yeah.
Yeah. Dirty Little Pig Show, and Jenny Marks, who is a great writer. She writes plays, and she did the Barber of
We'll ask her
Sweeney
when
Bob.
Oh,
Sweeney Bob. So she was like,
Oh,
instead of Sweeney Todd, she was the
That's
barber.
it, right.
So she's like killing us, and she's pouring blood all over us while she's like slitting my throat.
Yeah, it wasn't an anonymous Willpower show. It was a
No,
burlesque
but
show.
this
She's-
was
oh, I
a-
know all
Yeah.
those shows
Yeah.
that she does. I know.
So this was
Jen.
our burlesque show that we did, and this was in 2006, I think. And I'd just gone like this, and I'm reaching out, and Deb and I are walking away, and I'm like, bye-bye. And laughing.
Well, that's where I got
Deb
the
and
thing where I
Sam
sometimes call you my space girl because of home.
Well,
That's what,
Homo Galactica in my groovy go-go.
say that. You could say that, but you can't say that word. I can't say. He could say it. He said it.
Collaboration.
But the one here, I actually think of this year for now it's kind of darkly humorous. Is I've had to take my dad to the emergency room with the holidays almost every year, and I remember
That's
that song
very
Emergency,
autobiographical, yes. for
Emergency
Susie.
Department Blues. And I remember one of the scariest things I ever saw was having to take him. He had vertigo, and it was late Christmas Eve. Being in the emergency room on Christmas Eve late at night, you see things you never. And did your song come to you because of that experience?
Absolutely. I actually was writing. Because I knew I was going to be admitted. So, health girl. I'm very, very ill. I have a lot of issues going on. That's another reason Susie Willpower comes up. I have, some weird thing called lichen sclerosis, which is something that women and men have. 1 in 10,000 women have this. 1 in 100,000 men have this. And it's an immunodeficiency. Just like psoriasis, but it's inside your body also. And I was in a really bad car crash, which fractured my spine in 3 places. And I have intestinal issues with another stomach surgery coming up very soon. And yeah, not too happy about that stuff. But, I'm going to, work with what God gave me and, be a part of medical science for
What
people.
cannot be remedied must be endured. Sometimes we're
Exactly.
handed, say, a thing where life isn't fair, and whatever comes at you, you have to live
Life's
with it.
not fair. Make it what you can. I could be sitting down and being on disability and feeling sorry for myself, like half the other most of the population. But I choose to get up and move. The more you move, the better you feel. The more you move, the better you feel. The more you move, the better you feel. When I'm on stage, dude, no pain.
I'm shocked by
At
that.
all.
I have to admit, I'll see you play, and I remember you had something. You're still all around and everything, and it's amazing that
Day
energy.
after the car crash, I was.
I remember when that
on
happened.
Stage at Park Ave Fest with a cane, and I had to stand really still. And I thought to myself, "This is the first time I think I've ever stood still," because my histrionics on stage are just like
Yep.
I'm very I should be in Broadway, you
Yep.
know, or off Broadway somewhere. Let's not toot our
I'm going to
horn
do a
too
little
much.
segue here, too. I'd like to ask, and I found musicians like this. Do you have a preference for your equipment you use? Like in terms of there a special type of keyboard you like, or music, or
Well, yeah, I have a high quality Roland. But I like piano. You know, I'm a keyboardist, but prefer piano over organ. It's a completely different approach, really. It's
some people are sort of picky
I
about
love
what
organ
they play.
too. I mean, I love organ for
I love your organ.
atmosphere,
But I'm sure. That's what she
atmosphere
said.
and color. You know, I'm not like
Oh, so you play piano too?
I do.
That's what's worse than lobsters on the piano. Crabs on the organ.
No!
Oh goodness!
I'm using
I'm
that.
shocked I'd ever heard
Feel
that
free.
before.
That's an ancient one. I can't.
Oh,
even-
I've never heard that
Gotta be.
before. Sorry, go ahead.
Now we're gonna have this one every time you play. You're gonna say that one.
You also have a, you use a, well, I play his in Sonic a lot, which I love.
You play guitar too, don't you?
Yeah,
I
I
swear
play
I saw
12
you
string.
playing before.
I play bass, I play drums. I picked up violin, I'm picking up, slowly picking up violin, slowly picking up cello. I've been, people give me instruments. And that's-
Accordion.
Accordion, that's right.
I've only
accordion.
seen one person play the 12-string, and it was Gordon Lightfoot when I saw him do a free concert, and he pulled out the 12-string for the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I have a Takamine 12-string. It's very nice. She's beautiful. She had a broken neck, but she's like me. She just keeps on going.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I know. But going up to the current album, which is really cool, Trailer Romance. Where did the title come from?
Song that Susie and drummer Greg sort of came up with.
And his wife, Debbie.
How did you
Girlfriend,
do
wife.
this cover here? Because it almost looks like like the California Raisins or
Yeah, it's
something.
claymation.
We'll have it up for you and everything.
Claymation, yeah, that shot was actually taken outside in our backyard on a table. We
that's
built
right.
our own little sort of background.
This right here, this blue
The
background.
pink flamingos are great.
Oh, thank you. This one was given to me by my neighbor, Lori. I love you, Lori.
It's a snake plant, isn't it?
That's a mother. I guess it's called a mother-in-law plant.
Oh,
As you can see, other podcast listeners.
yeah.
Yes.
This
Dry your eyes
There
down
are-
to the
You had to
bottom of the
say something.
screen.
There are two flamingos
We'll
on the
put a
left-hand
picture of it
side.
up.
One I made with clay. The other one is my neighbor's. The clouds are actually a boa.
Oh.
These are my daughter made origami birds in the sky made of metal. Metal. The trees are Easter bunny basket green stuff.
was
Is
in
that
the
Easter
spring.
basket grass?
This is,
Oh
this
my
is-
God, it is Easter basket
Yeah,
grass.
this right here is our Greg's girlfriend's Debbie's little trailer that she has in her yard. The drums were made of quarters and pennies and nickels.
Oh, I see
Yeah.
him there.
Oh, yeah.
So
Because at a quick
kick
glance,
drum-
it kind of looks
the
like
kick
old
drum
film
is
kits.
Why'd you make his little hat?
She bought that actually, as
No,
is. You found that as is, I think.
No, I didn't. I made that hat.
Oh, you did make. That's right. That's felt.
I put a little.
And we
I
just
put
put
the little
the,
fleur-de-lis on top.
You know
and-
what? We're gonna put a picture of this up on our site, and if you could find little quirks in here, like pictures of Abe Lincoln and
Yeah, the
stuff,
kick
tell
drum.
us.
The kick drum's a soup can, right?
No, the kick drum is
Isn't it a
the
soup can?
condensed milk.
Oh,
not
condensed milk can. Yeah.
Sweetened condensed milk. And then I just printed the anonymous Willpower. Don made the upright bass, and I made all the characters.
Oh, this is.
And I actually have pictures that I'm putting together. I took like a shit ton of pictures, and I'm putting them together. And I'm also going to be doing some paper and making a little video.
Well, good. So,
this.
so keep an eye on their Facebook page.
And one thing I was going to ask, and I like to ask this question because I always love when you do group years at Superstars, you know, by the Carpenters
Superstar,
thing.
yeah.
And are there any other songs you like to do for covers? Or you think about
Oh,
doing in
we-
the future?
we do a lot of
I know you do a
covers.
lot of covers.
Feeling
but-
there was a preacher's son.
Well, since we
when his
started
daddy
this,
was
Oh, is
busy
Janice one of your big
coming along.
influences too? Then obviously,
Nope.
no.
No, it was Sam, from our old band, that talked
Oh.
Susie into singing a couple Janis
Took
Joplin
him a
covers.
year to talk me into doing it. Because
And,
everybody does Janice.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
true.
like, oh, you sound like Janice. I'm like,
Well, that's a
But
thing.
she did it quite well, and people liked when she did it, so she got a reputation
Yep.
of singing Janis Joplin.
I just
songs.
asked that question. I'm going, of course they do a lot of covers. I've seen the show.
I was going to say, Rob.
But I always like that when I start crying and everything, going, Susie, I love you. I'll follow you around. I'll stalk
God,
you.
I love you.
I won't.
But we go to movies together.
Yeah.
We actually are total geeks. We go to cons together.
Yeah.
Comic-Cons. We are very, very close bosom friends.
Yeah.
It's true.
The thing about the covers we do, and it's actually changing because we do a cover of Ballroom Blitz, but we do
Yep.
We completely
it as if
changed
James
it up.
Brown would approach it. We sort of approach
No,
it.
and I
that
can
is
ask
like
that
a
question then. One of my favorite covers of all time is actually Easy, like Sunday Morning by the Super Suckers. And the way it's actually Sail On, I screwed that up random. And they take it and they turn it into a country song. Is there a song that people would go, oh, well, you'd never cover that? It's just so, but you make it your own? Can you think of anything?
That's always a cool thing. You know, I've often thought of that. We don't have too many songs like that because most of our covers, we've always wanted our covers to be soul or R&B based. But with our originals, we take more liberty. We're more cross
Which is
genres
sort of like
with
a-
the originals than with the
I
covers.
know, like
but
this. Is there a little bit of a theme to this album? I'm looking at the songs.
Oh yeah, trailer trash.
Try to put them together as themes. Like with the
Because I'm looking at that
with the
now.
previous one, with the Medicine Show one, you notice a lot of those songs have to do with performing.
In circus and
Does that just happen like organically where you start writing and all of a sudden it becomes...
Well, we start putting the album together. Somebody was brought up with Sgt. Pepper and Dark Side of the Moon. So every time I put something together, I always try to like put songs together that have similar content.
So, with Dark Side of the Moon, so if we start this when The Wizard of Oz goes, we do it on the... Does it follow? Like the trailer romance comes when Dorothy's out by the witch?
Well, it wouldn't be.
It's not Wizard of Oz. If you link it up with Trailer Park Shark from the Sci-Fi Channel,
Actually, trailer romance. You could probably
it
link
does
it up.
absolutely nothing.
that's awesome. On the inside,
You might be able to link
I
trailer
always
romance
like
up with a
to,
documentary on the rise of President Trump because it was put
Give-
together around that time.
give people their
Because we have a song called "Crazy in the USA."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cops, Girls, and Guns. That's sort of my song, which sort of
I need-
combines country western with reggae.
I need to apologize to my girlfriend Carla Arcoots. Her name is not on here, and we need to change that.
So there'll
She
be a...
took all these pictures right here, except for this one.
On the inside.
Greg's girlfriend Debbie. Yeah, Carla Coots, I love you, and we need to change this. I'm gonna fix this.
So if you have a copy of it, save on to it because it will soon be a collector's item.
Yep.
Because they're going to
I
probably
actually do
reissue
love
it.
the title of Bubblegum and Old Spice. Just the title, the mix of it, it's like...
About an ex-boyfriend of mine.
So what I was going to ask, a lot of times when I do writing, unfortunately, I find like when bad shit happens, I find it easier time to write about it than good stuff. And I don't know if that's the way for songwriting, because sometimes I think in a way it's therapy where you take
is.
out, it's like move on, let me get this out of my system, or just
Absolutely.
say fuck you to somebody. There, I got the square too.
Whoa! Fuck off!
Good, now we're worth that little checkbox of
Just
the...
want to
Oh,
make
good.
sure.
Well,
Explicit
fuck,
lyrics.
fuck, motherfucker, shit, pussy, damn. What are the 7 deadly sins
Oh,
of radio?
the Carlin thing.
I don't know.
They're
They're words, not
But you know, Don does sing in the band too.
7 deadly words. Yeah, Don has a great voice. I think Don sounds a mixture between David Bowie and Peter Murphy put
Oh,
together.
Peter Murphy, you looks like
From
me.
Bauhaus.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Peter. He was hot.
Oh my god, he was so hot.
But I remember sometimes you also did your Professor Anonymous thing. Was that sort of more like New Orleans type stuff? Because I can't remember. I see.
Yes, well, I love my favorite type of piano is sort of New Orleans R&B. People like James Booker, he's really the king, but Dr. John's a huge influence.
Fats at all?
And obviously the grandfather, the older guy that they were influenced by was Professor Longhair.
Yeah.
And Fats Domino and Professor Longhair are kind of same generation.
Now, have you been down? Have you ever played down there or just been
Well,
down there?
we did get to go down there in 2016. We didn't play as a band or anything,
Or
but we
was
did
it?
an open jam at Buffa's, which is in that Treme neighborhood.
You know Bubba's?
I think-
Buffa's in
Yeah,
the Treme
Buffa's.
He's
neighborhood.
another one I miss for
Yeah.
the food.
Now,
You know,
we
they
usually-
did that show on HBO, Treme.
Yeah, Treme. No,
It's in
we
that-
usually
yeah,
just hung
yeah.
around the French Quarter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Well, and Susie sang in the French Quarter too.
Where?
Just some band was playing, some cover band was playing.
Just walked in and just
yeah,
joined them.
we went in, and the
knowing
band
New
was
Orleans, they
inviting.
probably didn't give a damn.
Yeah, the band was inviting. They were a cover band. The band was inviting people who could sing in the audience up to play with them because they were kind of like this. They were one of those. You know, they reminded me of like the Boogie Band. Or what was that band that used to play Water Street all the time?
Oh,
They just
yeah.
played tons of covers, disco covers, and
Oh,
blah
one
blah
of
blah,
those, yeah.
anything. But anyway, they were kind of one of those bands. And Prince had just died, right, in 2016, and we
Yeah.
had just learned We had just
Nothing
learned
Compares to
Nothing
You.
Compares to You.
The original
Yeah,
way,
I've heard that
the
one.
Prince version of Nothing Compares to You,
Yeah,
which we
yeah.
need to bring back up again
Yeah.
because I really love that song.
And yeah, she yelled that out, and they had her come up, and they did it. Yeah,
Is it
so
too
was
early
great,
to
and it
ask
was
for
great.
like what the future holds in terms of concepts or anything here? Or is it just at the back?
No
right
clue
now?
right now because
Isn't that kind of
yeah.
cool though, where it's just gonna go where it goes, isn't
Just
it?
coming
Right.
up, you know what we do? I think all musicians do this, but we make up band names. So I think the next one is going to be Trashy Limbs.
I don't know about that. we were listening to a lot of Little Steven in the underground garage.
I guess he was great here. I guess he just played here a while back. I guess he was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I didn't even
know
know
he's been
about it.
touring, but
He
I didn't.
was here,
I don't
yeah.
remember him.
I may know
venue was
somebody
he-
who's
what
seen
venue
him. We
was
could
he
talk
at?
about it later on. But
Well, I did meet him years ago when he was here with he was working with the Chesterfield Kings. Yeah.
Well, one of the things now you have a gig coming up on Saturday, right? Which
Yeah.
we will be in. Where is it? Explain it.
It's
Everything.
at
Come on,
Rose
come
and
on.
Crown, the old Monty's Crown, which is the old Rose and Crown.
Monroe Avenue in 490.
And we're having the first annual Rose and Crown Holiday Extravaganza with anonymous Bill Power. See, we have people.
He said anonymous Bill Power.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
there was. It's all right.
My
Bill
name
Power.
is Susan Bill Power. How you doing?
Bill Power, I
We
like it.
have possible likes of Bill Tiberio coming along. We also have Meg Gaiman who might be showing up. We don't know who's showing up yet because I just all invited them. So we'll see.
Well, if
you
you're
never
listening to
know.
this, come on down.
You never
Yeah.
know who's going to be playing
What is
at the
it?
first annual
And at
Anonymous
10
Willpower
o'clock
Holiday Extravaganza.
Around 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock kickoff.
10 o'clock kickoff time.
No,
they're
that's
usually
right.
pretty
They
on
start
time there,
earlier,
too.
though.
Yeah, they are.
No, they might start around 9.
Oh, that's right. We're going to start at 9. Screw
They
what I
often
said.
will
Forget
start
what I
a little
said.
earlier there.
Because we'll play, and then we'll have an open mic, and we'll have people come
Usually
up and
goes to
do
around
And we'll-
1.
fun
Yeah.
stuff.
And for all those listening, we'll throw a thing in the bottom so you can look at it
Yeah.
and go there.
And where do we get a hold of all your stuff?
Yeah. Plug time. Shameless plug hour.
Ooh, we are on iTunes. We are on
Spotify?
Spotify.
I found you guys on
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp the other day.
Bandcamp.
That's where I
Everything's
was
on
listening
Band.
to.
Even our first CDs on Bandcamp.
Yeah, I saw all
You
all
can-
three
The
of the
physical
albums.
copies, we have those, and of course you can get them at Record Archive.
Yeah, record. Yeah,
Plug the Record Archive. I love those
we
guys.
love the Record Archive. We also love Hello on Monroe Avenue.
And we always have
Tom's
metal
place.
shows.
Bob
Bop
Shop.
Shop. We
Hi,
love the Bop
Tom.
Shop. Hi,
Yeah.
Tommy.
Hello, Tom.
We might be doing one from there sometime. So
Oh yeah. We got to bring more CDs to him. He needs more CDs from us.
I think yeah, we do, yeah.
very cool.
We also are at www.anonymouswillpower.net. And if you are nice to me and you contact Susie Blair or www.facebook.com/Susie.willpower or Susie Willpower, whichever one it is, and you're nice to me, I will personally bring a CD to you that you can buy.
You're gonna get somebody in the Yukon now.
Great!
Yeah.
It'll give
Well,
me
the
a
best
reason.
way to find us is anonymouswillpower.net. That's our
Well, there you go. That'll
reverberation
be one of the
page.
top. That'll be one of the top links. Check them out.
We also have another website that my daughter made for us called anonymous-willpower.com.
Don't confuse the people.
I'm going to confuse the people.
Oh, you should see the amount of links I throw in. I'm surprised nobody's hunted me down and slain me yet.
Awesome. We're also on. Sorry.
No, go on.
We're also on. This is really funny, guys. We're on Twitter, but Anonymous Willpower is too long of a name, so it's
Yeah.
Anonymous Will.
Yeah, they got us on, they got us on that. We are Carnival of Rand.
We're like Anonymous Will.
Yeah, it's like Carnival of Rand 1 or something.
even know how it's
I guess
spelled.
well, whatever.
But this has been cool, guys. I'm glad
It's
having
been
you down
great.
here. Kind of you back for stuff and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come back. Do it again.
We'd like to do it with the guys here also, and
Oh,
just
yeah.
do
Or
like
sometime we'll
like
come
a
out when you-
hoedown.
Yeah,
like,
sometime when you're playing something or rehearsing something, we'll come out and you could even debut a practice thing
Oh
for.
yeah.
And we have to do a little plugging
Oh
here.
yeah, I got to do the plug for
Plug
our sponsor.
time! It's
Yes.
it's time for plug time.
That's right. He's still with us, and if you are interested in sponsoring us, get a hold of us. But still, Upsitnik and Associates, lawyers for you, the people. For in reality, from the Supreme Court in D.C. to Alaska, all points in between. This year, he's celebrating 40 years. He's on the internet, upsitnikslaw.com, on the Facebook, Upsitnik and Associates. He still sponsors us. He still loves us.
And we have another big one coming up. We have the Little Italy Association is having a
yes.
Christmas tree lighting on December 8th. It's at Firehouse number 5 on Lyle Road at 520. From 5 o'clock to 7, there's going to be a choir. There's going to be cookies.
And I
There's
hear
going to be
Santa's going to be there.
Santa's going to be there. And the weird thing is, whenever Santa's around, Zach's claustrophobic because he doesn't care. So I'll be interviewing Santa Claus.
I have heard that Santa will be interviewed on December 8th.
May I say, my good friend Bob Brenna from Brenna Boys also has something called Mastermind. I mean, it's Mastermind, which is very similar to Masterclass. Check that out. BrennaBrennaBoys.com. They're on Main Street. He helped me get everything together. He's a good
And we
friend
shall
of mine.
say
link up there for
Happy
them, too.
Thanksgiving to everybody, and we're going to give you a Thanksgiving treat, and it's no turkey. We're going to play a song from Trailer Romance, and you're going to have
Little
Hitler.
Hitler.
You want to just lead us into it, and then I'll see you, and thank you for Zach, Don, Susie, and
Mazel tov.
Yeah.
Mazel Tov.
Eat the
And,
turkey.
And happy Halakwan
and
is
happy
anonymous.
Tofurkey, too, for all those.
Ooh,
Oh,
tofu.
So what's the song about? We shall then play it.
That song is about a racist who turns himself around. So
Like
it's
American
not a
History
pro.
X
It's
a little
not a
bit?
pro. Calm down, people. It's not a pro-Hitler song, okay?
No, it's
We're
not.
not giving the Nazi salute right
Well,
now.
for you nationalists out there, think what you want.
But that's very neat. It's interesting, and it's cool. We'll play it, and happy Thanksgiving, guys. Thanks a lot. And
Happy
rock
Thanksgiving,
on.
and
Yeah,
keep on voting, and knock
apologizes.
down those doors, and keep voting. Everybody.
And apologizes to Steely Dan. Once you hear the song, you might hear
Oh,
something
yeah.
similar.
Oh, thanks a lot, and gobble gobble.
I could
and-
be sued by
Gobble,
Donald
gobble,
Fagan.
hey! Gobble,
And-
gobble, hey!
And that's all.
After all those years of schooling, he did not graduate. Too simple. time.